Shalom, shalom, and welcome. This is Reflections of a Servant, an end-time series to highlight and bring about what to expect in the coming days. This segment is entitled The Two Witnesses, Their Ministry. This is part 2 of a multi-part segment, again entitled The Two Witnesses, Their Ministry, What to Expect in the Coming Days. Is part of a series of words I am compelled to present. If you are tuning in for the first time, I strongly encourage you to listen to this multi-part segment in sequential order. I encourage you to listen to part 1 before listening to part 2 and moving on to the third part and final part, part 3. If you are continuing with me from listening to part 1, I indeed salute your patience, your tolerance, your pursuit of set-apartness, and your desire to grow in maturity as the Spirit of Yahusha directs. With these words said, let me continue on the matter of the two witnesses, their ministry. Regarding the two witnesses stated in Revelation 11th chapter and in Zechariah 4th chapter, let me ask you, do we honestly limit their ministry to only what is written? Have the Most High Father ever left Yashar'al without leadership when they were directed to fulfill orders by him? I submit to you the two witnesses of Revelation will be the key witnesses, key individuals that will provide a testimony of what they hear and see from the Spirit of Yahusha. They will testify of all that is expected and ordered by the Spirit of our Mashiach. They will confirm and validate things, specifically the things that are and will be used to bring about unity, to erase the conflict and division among those who pursue set-apartness. We will come to recognize that as emerging leaders, chosen leaders of Yahusha begin to rise, that we will soon see and witness the identity of those who will be the final two shepherds for Yashar'al. Pray and watch, my brothers and sisters. The two witnesses of Revelation are coming. Their identities will be made known. They will be extremely instrumental in confirming and validating the 144 Hebrews with 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes of Yashar'al. They will also validate and confirm the great multitude who will be individuals from many nations, kindreds, tribes, and tongues as mentioned in Revelation 7th chapter. They will confirm those who are sealed in our foreheads, as stated in Revelation 7th chapter. They will prove the word of the Most High Father Yahuwah, which states we are not appointed to the wrath of the Almighty One. They will bring testimony and spread the words of set-apartness like never before imagined. They will work with chosen leaders of Yahusha. They will work with Yashar'al. And we who are chosen to fulfill the final days ahead will witness structure, discipline, and order come before an awakening nation. And our stubbornness and stiff neck, and our strong will and rebellious minds and actions, we will come to see humbling times, extreme humbling times that will bring us to submission to the set-apart orders from the Spirit of Yahusha as he worked through those whom he has chosen to shape an awakening nation. We are about to witness the phenomenal, my brothers and sisters, the structured house of Yashar'al, a house structured by the Almighty Father Yahuwah, led by the Spirit of Yahusha, with precise orders given through a set-apart Spirit sent in Yahusha's name. The two witnesses of Revelation will execute the final orders for Yashar'al. They will be followed. Their words will be followed with power and might as described in Revelation and more. We will be humbled, disciplined, refined, and there will be those who will face vengeance and wrath. There will be brothers and sisters who will be participants of the falling away, who will not be among us in the coming days as a result of being purged due to being overtaken by the wicked one. This purging will occur in the coming days, and we will see in some cases individuals coming away from wickedness, and at times wickedness being purged from our ranks. If we examine what is written regarding the two witnesses, we will see that their ministry lines up with contributing to us being made humble. Read the 11th chapter of Revelation and ask yourselves, do the ministry of the two witnesses, will their ministry have an effect on food, fresh water, pestilence, and disease? Will their ministry affect individuals being in a safe place? Look around and examine what is unfolding before our eyes regarding global warming and climate change. Look around and see how drought is spreading across the planet. Examine how CO2 and methane gases are increasing within our atmosphere, threatening the very fresh air we breathe. Search and discover how food inventories are evaporating and are causing severe famine, food shortages across the planet, and that these conditions are spreading. Let us open our eyes and see the rise in pestilence and disease. While all these are enlarging, many will attempt to dismiss the warnings from the Most High. They will attempt to disregard the ministry of the two witnesses. But I ask you, if these conditions have already begun, which I believe they have and are spreading with no rewind in sight, what do you think the magnitude of the ministry of the two witnesses will be? Who is able to discern the magnitude and force and power from the words of the two witnesses in order to get man's attention directed to the Most High Father? What do you think the magnitude of these two individuals' ministry will be? Pray, my brothers and sisters. Extreme humbling times are before us, and extraordinary conditions and events are over the horizon. Currently, my brothers and sisters, we have failed to return back to the Almighty Father as a whole, and we have arrived at the point where we are to prepare to meet our Maker, as described in the 4th chapter of Amos. I invite you to examine what I am compelled to call the Amos sequence in Amos 4th chapter, verses 6 through 13. The current and emerging conditions and events on this planet will prove that we have entered into the final days of man as we know it in these earthen vessels. Believe it or not, the synagogue of Satan, those who say they are Yehudim and are not, are manufacturing a stage, a scenario, conditions, and events as they are led by the wicked one, Satan. They are manufacturing and fabricating things that resemble closely to what is written in scriptures, specifically regarding end-time prophecies. But soon, and very soon, the power and might of the Most High will rise up. In the midst of all our indifferences, there will be an intensity ahead so severe that there will be no doubt the hand of the Most High Father is emerging before us. I cannot stress enough that our comfort will only come in understanding what must be done in obeying the living commands from the Spirit of Yahusha, obeying the words from the Most High Father sent in Yahusha's name, as He worked through us one towards another, as He worked through His chosen leaders, and as He used and direct and guide the ministry of the two witnesses of Revelation. My brothers and sisters, we are about to see many examples set. Many examples made of individuals who stepped in the path of the forming of an awakening nation, who stepped in the path of the orders given by the Spirit of Yahusha. We are about to see the identities of the two witnesses of Revelation, along with individuals who will prove to be chosen leaders of an awakening nation. That nation is Yashar'al. My brothers, my sisters, my family, there will be much destruction ahead. There will be many deaths of which cannot be stopped. There will be brothers and sisters made to rest who will face physical death, along with wicked individuals removed, killed, and taken out of the way of the path of the Father's workings and actions. They will be removed from the path of those directed by the Spirit of Yahusha, for nothing can stop the fulfillment of what has been promised. I am compelled to believe the two witnesses, their ministry will mark the final leadership for Yashar'al, as they are directed by the Spirit of Yahusha. I am compelled to believe the two witnesses, their ministry will mark the final warnings and lead to the final chapter in these earthen vessels before the physical return of Yahusha HaMashiach. In the midst of all that exists will come set-apart orders, obeyed and carried out. Orders that will rise. Orders that will cause an awakening nation to emerge. And the world will come to identify us as the children of Yahuwah, the children of obedience, led by the Spirit of Yahusha. We will find the Spirit of Yahusha working through us, each of us, individually and collectively, working through us one towards another. And we will see that there will be structure. There will be chosen leaders and more. There will be the emergence, the identity of the two witnesses. Their ministry will be made clear. Let me pause right here and invite you to stay tuned as we move into the third segment. The third part of this multi-part segment entitled The Two Witnesses, Their Ministry. Stay tuned for part 3. The third and final part to this multi-part segment. O Yashar'al, let us rise up and discern what the Spirit of Yahusha is saying. Until next time, stay tuned for part 3. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom.